Good morning. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. It is week 7 of Pantry Challenge. Milo's, of course, making noise in the background as usual. I just got my coffee for the morning. This is pretty much what I do every morning, except for usually I go sit down at the computer and I edit, or I do something computer related, or if it's a work day, I work. That's the little bird. Look at this. Can you see her over there playing with that little bird? Oh, she just dropped it. There is so much that I need to update you on. It has been a very long time since I've picked up the camera, which we knew was going to happen because I had some busy weeks, but there was a lot of things that I didn't know was going to happen. So the last video that you saw, I actually filmed about 2.5 weeks ago. It's been about 2.5 weeks since I've picked up the camera, and oh my gosh, it was freezing for 2.5 weeks. It was like under freezing temperatures, under zero at some point. It snowed a bunch, like 2 weekends in a row. And now it's supposed to be 70 degrees here in Denver. That's weird. So we definitely have some bipolar weather going on, which is pretty status quo for us. I definitely prefer the better weather. We need to talk about all the food things, which we will do. But, okay, so what we knew is that I was getting all my food stocked up because I had some busy days coming. So I got all of my single serve meals ready because I was just going to have a different schedule for a few weeks, and that was still the case-ish. I did go through a lot of those single serve meals. So we will look there. I think I have 6 left. Well, 7 because one's in the fridge. But we did really good. I had enough food. I haven't cooked in the last 2.5 weeks. It's currently the beginning of February. And so this was expected. This is my busy season. This is, I don't cook during that time. I get everything prepped ahead of time. But, oh my goodness, are you ready for this? It went down hard. So the first weekend after I finished filming everything, right before my crazy week was about to start, I got a fever, and the fever lasted. And it turned into the flu. And so I had the flu for the whole first week of my busy time. Luckily, I was able to move my busy time from being an in-person busy time to an at-home busy time while having the flu, which was not great, not ideal, but it worked out just fine. So thank you so much for being here with me. Also, if you're new and this is the first video you're clicking on, this is not my normal content. I normally don't sit down and chit chat. I normally start cooking right away, but it's been a few weeks since I've filmed. Welcome though, I'm so glad that you're here. And I didn't even finish my story about how the 2 weeks went. So I got through the week with the flu. We did it. And then the next week was freezing again. So a lot of you know I go bowling every weekend. So I didn't go bowling 2 weekends in a row, which was rough because that's one of the things I do to have fun. And during my busy time, I wasn't doing my hobby, which is filming with you guys. And I also wasn't doing my other hobby, which is bowling. So my hobbies were just taken away. I was really busy. I was sick. And social media was going crazy in all aspects. TikTok went away, came back. I feel like I'm filming in a different universe than the last time that I filmed. Are we all still here? Are we all still doing the same thing? So the second week of my busy season, I can't even. Day 1 of the second week, it was fine. Everything was fine. Got to work, did work, came home. Day 2 of busy season, I got food poisoning. How? I'm laughing now just because the events that took place in the last 2 weeks just in my personal life are just kind of crazy. So once again, I moved all my busyness from being in person to busyness being virtual and feeling like crap. So then the third day, Wednesday, I was feeling better. And traffic, oh my gosh. On all of our interstates around town, there were really bad accidents causing huge delays, 30-minute delays on a 30-minute drive. It was craziness. I don't know exactly what happened. But then the rest of the week, one day. But then Thursday, fine, normal, did my busy stuff. Friday, finally had a little bit of a break from the busy, but I went from busy to dizzy. You guys, were you here a year ago when I was dizzy? for so long with ear issues. Well, that started back up on Friday. That lasted all weekend. We've been doing everything possible to keep it at bay. And last night I got it at bay a little bit. This morning I woke up and I was dizzy again. And then it's pretty much at bay now. I took an allergy pill and I took ibuprofen trying to like reduce inflammation and histamines. We also got new filters for our air purifiers. I got another air purifier, a bigger one, because maybe it's just not enough for the area. We vacuumed everything. I got cat fur off the couch, and I'm just hoping I keep it at bay because I cannot relive another year of dizziness. I recently went back into a video that I had filmed, and I feel like I sounded like I had been drinking a lot. Like, it just didn't sound like me. It didn't feel like me, because when my ears clog up, my whole head is like completely, I feel like I'm in a different universe, and I feel like I just can't function. If any of you have ear trouble, you know. And if you have any suggestions on what to do when like your ears clog up, it's not the outside of my ear, and an ENT cannot see the clog. It's almost like it's from the other side. It goes like on the eustachian tube side, and it drains like into the back of my throat. I know that's TMI, that's gross, but it's like not on the front side of it. So if you have any suggestions, I've tried all the things on Google. So I'm kind of out of options there, and now I'm just trying to do what is best. We also have a robot vacuum now that vacuums every single day and has been for a long time. And so I'm trying my best to not get dizzy again, because when I get dizzy, I get anxious, and we're not going to do that. So, okay. Whoa, everything that happened. I hope you're all doing okay. I know we're expecting a lot of food prices to go up, which we've been preparing for. That's part of why I stocked up. I even saw last week or the week before, bananas went from 25 cents each to 29 cents each. Things are going to get more expensive, but we are still going to be able to shop the same way we always have, cook the same way we always have, and we need to get into all the food. So what did I do for these last 2 weeks food-wise? So here's a brief look into the freezer. We're not going to go into every freezer or anything, but we are pretty picked down here, which is great. Oh, there was 7 left. This is the sauce for the gnocchis. That was so delicious. I'm going to make that again. But I've been eating down through everything. We've got our English muffins that we made, which are delicious. Of course, this is all of the bread that I have left, so I'm going to want to make some sandwich bread. We've got the pancakes that we recently made back there. These are the breakfasts. And then I did use up the tater tots that were down here and the crispy chicken, popcorn chickens. That's what you call it. Now over here, you'll notice there's only 4. I made the chocolate chip cookies one. Few thoughts. Actually, let me put you down. You're a little heavy. Okay, we'll be down here. The brown sugar dried out. You guys know I keep my brown sugar in the freezer because then it won't dry out, and it dried out in here, so it got really clumpy. But that cookie recipe is my new favorite. It was so delicious, so delicious. I have loved the cookie recipe that I have had for so many years, and the thing about the one that I have is it like gets hard after the first day, and these were perfectly like crispy but gooey at the same time. And the next day they were still perfect texture and flavor. So the recipe that we did in this video, if you didn't see this video, go check it out. This is all of the dried mixes. So we haven't tried any other ones yet. This is the biscuit mix, chocolate cake, yellow cake, and brownies. I know the brownies are delicious too, because that's my favorite brownie recipe that I put in there. So I don't typically end up getting back to like update you on these type of things. So I thought, let's do that. That's important. So in the fridge, I did make a few of these. So the chili tater tot one, I don't know what it is recently, you guys, but I have not been very good at making chili recently. They always turn out way too spicy. And if you recall from when I made those freezer meals, I put barely any additional spices in there. Oh, I've got my hair going everywhere. But it still came out really spicy. So I thought maybe it was my refried beans. Well, I had made something else with refried. Oh, I did cook one thing with refried beans. What was it? Okay, I threw chicken and rice and what else? Oh. Okay. Whoa, dark. That's not, I do that every time, you guys. I put the light out there on instead of here. Okay. This is what I used. I used one of these rice things. It was the one with the tomato in it. It turned out really great. I did that, threw a can of chicken in with it. And then, what else did I add? I used turkey broth to cook it, and we put that over the refried beans, and they weren't too spicy. They weren't salty enough. That was a lot of words, but they weren't too spicy, so I don't know where the spice all came from. But anyways, what I was going to show you is I made up the Sloppy Joe casserole, and I'm going to do this again in the future. It's so good. So it doesn't look that exciting. That's what's left of it. But oh my gosh, this was so good. That Sloppy Joe recipe though, I think I prefer that to regular Sloppy Joes. Oh, we're moving around. Okay, let me set you down. So I think I prefer that to Sloppy Joe's. It's so good. The way that like the biscuits puffed up was just perfect, and then they got like a crusty edge, and then an edge that's a little bit gooey but not super gooey like when you make a Sloppy Joe and it's like soggy, but it was like crispy and perfect. Now I did have too much bread in there, which I think I knew when we were doing it. I'm like, this is a lot, but what else am I gonna do with the rest of it? So if I were to make that again, I would use the exact same recipe for the dough, but I would double the meat and put in 2 pounds instead of 1 pound. And any recipe for the Sloppy Joes, I think would be fantastic with it. I think I'll do a different specific Sloppy Joe recipe. That was, I think, me just throwing a bunch of stuff in the pan to use it up. But it was so good, and I will definitely do it again. Of course, shredded cheese that's been shredded, grab my coffee, that would be probably better than the cheese that I had because it didn't really melt. But that was so good. And then I do have an update on these bars. In the, I believe it was week 2 video or week 3 of Pantry Challenge, I bought a lot to stock up, and I bought these. And I had never tried them before, and so my thought was, how are we going to like them the best? I had seen someone online put them in the microwave, and my friend puts them in the freezer, and I also wanted to try them regular, and I've now officially tried them every single way, and I'm here to report back to you that if you eat them in the microwave, they are a very soft, gooey dessert. They get stuck to your teeth all over the place, but it's just like perfect for when you just want like a nice chocolatey dessert. That's kind of the feel for that, and it's warm, and only put it in for like 8 seconds, but delicious. Love that. On their own, they have like a marshmallowy texture, so when you're wanting just like that chew texture, like, which is super satisfying, I think, I like it better than regular room temperature. And then in the freezer, it is so hard. And what's really funny is I messaged my friend and I'm like, are you sure you put these in the freezer? Because I can barely chew these. And she's like, yeah, it's easier to chop. And it was in text, and I read the word chomp, not chop. Eventually we looped around. It was very funny. What she does is she chops them up and puts them in yogurt. And so I think that would work great if you want to chop them up to put them in something. I think I prefer them not to be frozen though. So that's our little update on this food. All the updates on all the foods. I'm trying to think if there's any other foods that I haven't updated you on. I haven't really checked prices on anything yet. It's still early in the week. We're stocked up. I'm fully stocked up. It's been 2.5 weeks. I think the only things that I bought was like, what did I buy? Nothing last week. I didn't do any shopping. Haven't done any shopping this week yet. Right before my big busy time, I bought a bunch of bananas. It's not funny, a bunch and a bunch. There was a lot. And we're out of bananas right now. We're eating those banana chips from Ogson Farms. I'll show you. We opened this up. So this is like our we're out of bananas, need bananas stash. I think I just did like the amount of food or amount of order to get the order delivered. And I still have, I think, $150 to $200 on the gift card. I don't know if I told you this year, but I got the $500 Target gift card when it went on sale for 10% off. And then I used that to buy my groceries. And so typically in the months of January and February and March, I don't buy all that much groceries. And so that gift card that I buy at the end of the year on sale will usually last me for 2 to 3 months buying my groceries. at least the groceries that I get there, which is usually like the fresh groceries. And then all of the other things that I get recently, I've found that Sam's Club has great deals on things, and it only cost like $8 to get the shipping part of it for the remainder of like the time that I had in the year. So I was like $8 versus it'll cost $50 to ship it. Let's do that. So I did that for just a few months. That'll be ending here in a few weeks unless we renew it. So that's where we're at. I probably need to get some groceries ordered today or go into a store. I hate shopping in the store. Do you guys, this is all chatty today. I think I might make some barbecue sauce. We'll see. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna make barbecue sauce in this video. It says I've been talking to you for 28 minutes. Have I really been talking to you for 28 minutes? I missed you guys, what can I say? Well, we'll see. You might or might not see me make some barbecue sauce in this video. I did previously get the apple juice, which is what I was missing last time I wanted to make it. My goal, oh, I didn't tell you the goals. What are we doing this week? Maybe not all this week, but my plan is, let me show you over here. This is the cabinet where I keep all of my jars, and you can see there's a lot. I also have another cabinet where I have the jars that I, like the, oh. There were red and blue flashy lights just drove by. No sound though. I hope everybody's okay. This cabinet over here has the ones that are regular mouth that I use for broth and such. So I want to get those filled, but I also want to get these filled. I'm thinking, you guys, I'm thinking meals in a jar. I haven't made meals in a jar, I mean, aside from like the dry ones, in so long that I think it's time. I have 4 recipes that I want to make that are canned, like pressure canned recipes. I think I'm going to do that. I think that'll be fun because I have so many jars right there. So I definitely want to get all my jars filled. I think that's a goal of mine over the next month or so, is get all the jars filled. Usually at this time of year, my jars are all filled. So that's something that I think we can work on. And I think, is that it? Is that my only big goal? I have a ton of recipes I want to try, ton of video ideas. Because I haven't filmed in so long, I'm like, all right, let's get creative. Let's do this. Let's do that. I'm so ready for it. I don't even know. There's just big game coming up. At this point that you're watching this, that would have already happened. Am I going to do anything related to that? You'll know by now if I posted a video about big game snacks. I'm on the fence. So many things. Okay, I've jabbered on for long enough. I think I'm going to end it here. If I can edit this down and get it shorter, I'll add in making some barbecue sauce. If not, we'll make barbecue sauce very soon. But anyways, thanks so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you. Remember to be kind to all those around you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.